What is the subconscious mind? How does it work? There are different parts of our minds that control how we act. You might notice a few things about where you are if we take a moment to think about it. For example, you might be able to feel your feet on the floor, your clothes on your body, or even pain in some part of your body. Is this in your mind or in your subconscious? In that case, you are conscious of something when you feel it, notice it, and are aware of it. This is the core of being conscious of something. This means that if you want to do something with something you know how to do, you can easily do it. For example, you could go eat a lunch because you're hungry, or call a friend because you want to talk to them. Every single one of us has the power to choose our life. We have an idea, and then we do something about it. But what about things you know are bad for you but can't stop doing? For example, you might not be able to stop eating too much, being too lazy, being shy or self-conscious when you don't want to, or giving up something you know is bad for you. When it comes to these two main parts of the body, the awareness and the subconscious are very different. The mind that is aware is conscious. We use it to think. A lot of thought goes into it. That's what we call our mind or ourselves. Most of the time, when I want to do something, I use my aware mind to get ready for it. When I walk, I can put one foot in front of the other. When I dress myself, I can put on one item at a time. There are times when I can choose to call a friend, take a certain job, or even be with certain people. This aware mind, on the other hand, only cares about doing things. It has nothing saved in it. You would be amazed at how much information is already saved in your subconscious if you thought back to the first time you walked, ate, talked to someone, or learned how to dress yourself. The things we remember are so big and deep that we almost never remember things that happened to us when we are young. We may remember a few bits and pieces of things up until about the age of 4, 5, or 6. After that, most of those memories are saved in our subconscious mind because we don't need to remember them right away. We live our lives and forget about 99% of the things we do every day. When we hear a phone number being read out loud, it stays in our minds for about 10 seconds before it is forgotten. As we walk around in the world, the 5 senses inside our bodies look at trillions of bits of information every second. Most of this information, though, is saved in the subconscious and is never brought to mind again. But not all the information that was seen is lost. Hypnosis has shown that it is possible to bring up deep memories of unimportant events if the focus is strong enough. During the early stages of growth, events usually cause big changes in how we act and what we think about the world. Most of the time, 90% to 95% of our behavior comes from our subconscious, but we think it all comes from our conscious mind. We don't know how many choices we make unconsciously because we drift in and out of awareness all the time. Suppose I told you to take off all of your clothes and walk through a busy shopping area. What would you do? Not possible, right? We can quickly see why this would make a lot of us feel bad. But the idea that we are uncomfortable comes from our own experiences with being uncomfortable. Our subconscious would keep giving us reasons why we shouldn't do it, and this would make us feel things like anxiety, sweating, worry, fear, embarrassment, and so on. That's just your subconscious making sure we follow its rules. Thoughts in the subconscious mind come from past events that taught us this is how to handle this at the time. The subconscious mind's job is to run programs that you have learned. It knows how to do everything, like walk, eat, sit, and move. If you don't plan how you're going to do things, these programs will keep running and do them as well as they can be learned. Because the subconscious mind doesn't forget things, when it has both good and bad habits, it will use the one that it has done the most times. Someone's inner subconscious could be the source of the idea. Someone once said that the inner mind is the part of us that can know more about a situation than we do. The inner parts of our minds are the only ones that can see the land beyond the bridge. We need to be deeply relaxed and in the zone in order to hear what our deeper mind has to say, or when we have a thought or mood, or when we feel something. We are really working from the heart when we let our subconscious mind guide our work. If we work from the heart, we're following our true skills and can do almost anything we set our minds to. Inspiration, knowing, believing, and feeling all the time is hard though, as most people will know. We can make amazing things when we connect with that deep flow of energy. But when we can't, we often work hard to get back there. In times when we can't get back there, our conscious mind wills and pushes us to get back there. But this most of the time makes things worse. We quickly realize that we are putting our mental energy into something bad when we were doing something great before. The mind that is aware can't do it by itself. It doesn't have enough computer power to do complicated things. You only need it to get things going and steer the ship in the right way. Your instincts and knowing are linked to your inner subconscious. Getting into that state of being really focused is how you get ideas and be in the zone. You aren't telling your subconscious what to do. Instead, you're letting your thoughts and feelings guide your actions. We must, however, use our conscious mind when we are not feeling motivated and are instead engaging in useless, subconscious behaviors from the past. When we use our conscious mind, we become aware of how we are acting and choose in that very time a better way to think about things. So all the things your fourth-grade math teacher and parents taught you about being a good kid still apply today. As soon as you had an aware experience, it was stored in your subconscious. And the stronger each event was, the longer it stayed in the subconscious mind, whether it was good or bad. It's important to remember that the things that happened to you in the past still affect how you act. Many of the things you learn are meant to help you, but if your parents told you that you're bad at math, that's not your thing. You may have been told not to worry with something that won't help you get anywhere. Even though they were just looking out for you, you might have seen it as a bad thing, a flaw in your character, or even worse, as proof that you were a failure, when that probably wasn't the case. The subconscious mind needs to be guided by the conscious mind. The subconscious will just go in that direction when it does. While you're driving, if you think, don't crash, your body will respond to those thoughts in a way that catches you off guard and causes you to crash. If success is important to us, and we've had a lot of failures in the past, we might start to think that we are failures. The things we've been thinking about from the past have turned into habits. And sometimes it doesn't even have to be about our own lives. Sometimes the people we look up to are people we have seen in our own lives. This means that if the people we look up to have been unhappy, angry, or negative, we are likely to become like them in most ways. If we have no other clue, the way people around us act can tell us a lot about who we are. Are they able to succeed? Are they not wealthy? Are they pleased? Are they feeling down? Do they often whine about the world? Our actions as adults can sometimes be very different from the way people behaved when they were younger. One of my teachers once said that they weren't afraid of bugs when they were kids, but when they were adults and learned that a parent had been afraid of spiders, they unconsciously took on that fear as an adult. The person was really confused about this because they weren't afraid of spiders when they were a child. But they finally figured it out. They had become an adult. When they turned 18, they had to learn how to be adults. So the fear came along with it. We are always taking in new information and looking for more about ourselves. We might not have been harmed. The people around us may have helped us figure out who we are. We might have just thought that we don't always get what we want. We don't think it's right for us. When you think about the kids who go to Harvard or Yale University in the United States, you can imagine how much their parents love them and how much their teachers value them because they are thought to be the world's future leaders. Now, compare this to the kids who go to regular public schools, where the underlying message that is taught through society and the ideas of the teachers and parents is, when it comes to the subconscious mind, the saying, "Show me your friends and I'll show you your future," is very true. Since the subconscious mind is always taking in new information, it is always looking for connections in the world around you, even though the truth is that we all have endless potential. To go against what we think is expected of us, both by ourselves and by the people around us, we have to take a huge leap from our conscious mind to be able to change our behavior in a big way. Unfortunately, most of the time it's not easy to break out of this assumption. Before any big change can happen, things generally have to change in big ways. When our conscious mind comes to a decision about something in life, it is stored in the deep subconscious so that it can be used as a program. And once the subconscious mind recognizes something as a program, it runs without the conscious mind being aware of it. What should we do when we make new friends? This file, How to Deal with New Friends, may have been influenced by how you saw your parents deal with others as adults, or it may be based on how you were treated when you were forgotten at a party, which was a very upsetting event for you. We don't easily change the house of cards that we have built in our minds when we have to act better because of problems we face as adults. If you've been in situations where adults were nervous or were told that your words didn't really matter, and you took that to heart, either directly or in a subtle way, then maybe it gets hard to talk as an adult. When all eyes are on you, your subconscious is being checked over very carefully. What is the most important fact that will determine how to handle the current situation? Most of the time, people's subconscious minds play out events exactly as they had seen and experienced them before. Your subconscious mind may be comparing this to other times when you doubted yourself or failed and decide in a split second whether you can or cannot do it. But occasionally, a good push in the right moment can bring up old subconscious memories of success. Then the fact that you're speaking with confidence can boost your self-esteem and trust in your abilities. This can be a new conscious thought that makes your subconscious mind wonder if its big assumption about you is right. That's how strong this new feeling is. It's given me new energy, and there's new evidence to back it up. This happiness is always there for skydivers. It's the feeling of having faith in yourself again. Sometime in your life, you may have been sad. You may have been having a lot of trouble. But when you're in the plane and decide, "I'm going to jump," it literally shakes your subconscious so much that it starts to question everything and thinks, "Wow, maybe this is a new way to live your life." This is an amazing realization when you feel like you've never known how powerful you are. The person may feel confident at first, but feelings of panic may quickly overpower them if they doubt themselves, or more correctly, if they have practiced self-doubt in the subconscious. The subconscious mind is just letting you know about the possible risks by making you feel these ways. Right now, we have two options. As adults, we can use our aware minds to guide us through the process with an open mind and open eye. We can hope to make it through and do things the way we want to as adults. We can also let ourselves fall back into old, very practiced and normal ways of acting. But it can be hard to bring up that new conscious thought in the present moment. Also, if you've ever heard someone say, "I can't do this, I don't do this, I'm feeling nervous, my hands are sweaty, my legs are shaking, my heart is beating so fast, I feel anxious, I'm getting tempted." Addictions, depression, and anxiety are all caused by old, unhelpful ideas in your subconscious mind. When your mind is clear and calm, you can guide your subconscious mind with your thoughts. But if we look at our current bad feelings and experiences, We can change the programs in our subconscious minds to make them good by focusing on the here and now and refiguring out who we are and what it all means. This really makes us think that fear and worry are the same as happiness and joy, but on the other side, you face the fears that have been bothering you and change the habits that have been stopping you back. This is where the subconscious mind is changed. Don't forget that the subconscious is made up of programs that have been saved and kept for a long time. To stay aware of what's going on in the present moment, you can use your conscious mind. You can also recognize your behavior and tell yourself, even though I've done this before, I'm not going to do this now. In an instant, the conscious mind can change what's in the subconscious mind. And this is how you heal from past trauma, by letting it become clear, trying again, and being open to how you feel. It's really that easy. If you let your feelings run their course and bring the pain to your aware mind and let it go, you can heal from any hurt from the past. I often say that a kettle on the stove is a great way to describe the subconscious mind. The steam keeps building up as it sits there. But if you don't let out the steam, which is made up of emotions, feelings and stress, it will get stronger and stronger. It will make your hands and knees shake more, and you will have more panic attacks and depressive episodes. If you keep ignoring a pain from your past that wants to come out, it will show up in your body in more and more ways. If you keep letting out a little more and more steam, it will run out. Then you can use your heart and mind to make the choices you want. But it's hard to be polite and behave properly when the kettle is boiling or about to burst. I wish you'd tell us what's on your mind, your friends and family may say. But when you try to express yourself, you act in a way that makes them dislike you because you're letting out too much at once. It's been so long that your kettle has been boiling that you can't stop yourself. The fact that this is happening shows that your kettle has been cooking for so long that it needs a safe way to let off steam slowly so that people don't push you back. You have to make up your mind. Each cell in the body is smart on its own, and all of them are linked together. The body is its own universe, and everything else in the universe is linked to it in some way. It is known as the field in science. In the book, The Inner Game of Tennis, there is talk about two minds. These minds are the aware mind and the subconscious mind when it comes to tennis. The comparison is very helpful because it shows how the first mind is like the aware mind, which is thinking about what's going on, like being on the court, getting the ball, and what I need to do to win. Even so, the second mind is just sitting there, trying to remember how to play the game. It is waiting for the first mind to let it, because the person knows how to act, because they have spent so much time on the tennis court. It doesn't need to be stressed out. Mind can't remember what to do until Mind 1 moves out of the way. And if Mind 1 wants to take charge, it's like having only 5% of your mind to figure out how to move your legs and arms, run around the court quickly, and plan ahead of your opponent. On the other hand, 95% of your mind, which is your subconscious mind, is just waiting to be told it's okay to let everything happen. It has all the information it needs to handle the situation correctly. But Mind 1 can't do its job if it doesn't rest. It is getting handcuffed. The idea behind this book is that things will go smoothly when Mind 1, the aware mind, relaxes. If you really want things to go well and think that everything will be fine in any area of your life, your subconscious mind will take notice and make it happen. If you ask your back pain, what do you want? What is wrong? With your aware mind, it might tell you. It could give you an idea of what to do next, like work out or stretch, or it could just make you feel better right away. It's possible for bad feelings to go away if you just give them some attention. If you use your conscious mind to decide what you want to happen in your life, no matter what, your subconscious mind will have no choice but to do what your conscious mind tells it to do. The aware mind is only meant to have the first thought. The mind that is aware is not made to do everything. The subconscious will begin to pay attention to what you are telling it. If you tell yourself, "I am healthy," it will happen. If you tell your subconscious, "I'm going to succeed," it will happen. That's what you should say. Even though I've done bad things in the past, I'm smart, I'm going to succeed. It will happen. You shouldn't tell yourself lies about how good you feel when you're not. First, you need to let all that stress out and go. This will help ease the pain and make it go away. Talk to the people you need to talk to. Once you let the trauma out and give yourself time to relax and enjoy life in any way possible, set the intention for how you want your life to be. Then let your subconscious mind use its immense power to organize your inner and outer life, and your life will be easy and inspiring.